with Dr. J. Murray Hockings, and our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. He's in Dallas, Texas, and we want to talk this morning about what has become more and more evident, and that is that there is a very, very dangerous connection between COVID-19 and diabetes, and he's the guy to talk with about that. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you on the air with us here today. So we're getting some pretty nasty statistics having to do with diabetes and COVID-19. That has to be pretty alarming for someone in your position.
Yeah, it is. And right now, people that actually are in the ICU with COVID-19, 32% of those people actually have diabetes. So there's a pretty major connection between COVID-19 and diabetes that we want to speak about so people are aware of that.
Well, one of the things about diabetes is it is one of those underlying factors, one of those complicating factors that we've heard about right from the very beginning. That was a connection that was made pretty quickly, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, anytime the body's immune system is compromised, whether from diabetes or heart disease or kidney failure, et cetera, it makes the body more susceptible to contracting any virus, including COVID-19.
So we wonder then, what can we do first to obviously mitigate the concept of contracting COVID-19, but especially with diabetes. That's a reversible condition for a lot of folks, and obviously that would be the first place to start, would it not?
No, absolutely. And there are some steps people can take, eating the right foods, taking the right nutritional supplements, and doing the proper exercise. Those things together in a proper format can actually clinically reverse the diabetes. Because when people have high blood sugar, it affects every cell in the body, from brain cells to every organ, muscles, etc. And that just dramatically decreases the immune system, which makes people more prone to getting COVID-19 or any other kind of virus that's out there.
One of the things that was especially alarming to me in reading some of the statistics was the number of people who died from COVID-19 who were under the age of 65 and who had diabetes. It's a really significant number.
Yeah, it's almost half. So again, there's a huge connection. That is the biggest underlying comorbidity, as far as complicating factors, is diabetes. And so that's why, again, the program that I've created and patented over the last decade is really designed to help people have the tools so they can reverse this disease, get their blood sugar back under control, so it just makes them have a stronger immune system to fight off anything.
So tell me about this system, because this is amazing. It actually gets you off your meds, too, if you do it correctly and if the circumstances are right.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to make sure I give everybody that's listening a free gift, because we could spend the whole hour just talking about specific steps people can take to really reverse this disease. So they can watch a free video at helpyourdiabetesnow.com, and that'll kind of show them exactly what they can do, all the steps with, again, what they can eat, what they shouldn't eat, supplements they should take, exercise they should do. And this is really a 100% reversible disease. But people aren't told that from their primary doctors. The primary doctors are trained just to manage diabetes with medications versus what they can do naturally to increase their immune system, get off the medications. That's what we're doing.
Tell me about the science that connects diabetes and coronavirus.
Yeah, again, it all comes down to the high blood sugar, as I mentioned, right? When the sugar is high, it affects every cell in the body, and it's not just for COVID-19. Even before COVID-19 came around, it was the exact same thing for the seasonal flu. The biggest comorbidity for people who got the seasonal flu was diabetes. So again, there's a connection there, because when that immune system gets suppressed, whether from diabetes or heart disease, et cetera, then when that immune system goes down, you are a sitting duck for any kind of virus or bacteria that's out there. And that's why it's so critical to get that blood sugar under control, so that just cranks up your immune system and it creates that force field to prevent you from getting any other kind of virus or bacteria.
And especially right now as we enter into the winter season and cold and flu comes along, anything really complicates it when you have diabetes, does it not?
Yeah, correct. Absolutely. So as you said, now that it's getting colder, why do people tend to get the flu during the winter season? Well, because the lower temperature lowers the immune system, makes you more susceptible to getting disease. That's why very few people get the flu during the summer. It's typically during the colder months, because the immune system is suppressed. Plus, they're not getting as much vitamin D because it's not as sunny. So those are two of the biggest factors that can actually increase the incidence of getting diabetes, any kind of virus, any kind of bacteria.
So you developed this type 2 diabetes reversal system. How did you come upon it?
Yeah, well, my aunt passed away from diabetes complication when she was 34 years old. So it's been part of my family since I was 18 when that happened. So I've always was on this path of wanting to develop something that can reverse this disease because I saw how devastating it was. So it's taken me a long time. Again, I've been in healthcare for 30 years, and the last 12 years of my career has been exclusively at just reversing type 2 diabetes all over the world because I know it's reversible, and there's really nobody out there that was doing anything. So that's why I created our program, and we just got our patent a couple of months ago. So now we're the only company in the world with a patented type 2 diabetes reversal system. So now we're just trying to get that out to as many people as we can to help more people.
Did the successes come inch by inch, or was there a breakthrough moment?
No, it was definitely inch by inch. I mean, it took me about 6 or 7 years of just trial and error with what people can eat, what they can't eat, figuring out the right nutritional supplements to help heal the damage done by the high blood sugar. So it took a long time until we got it to where it was reproducible. And then once that happened, that's when we applied for a patent. So now we have it down. It's reproducible. It's predictable. When people follow the right steps, they can actually get a clinical reversal of their diabetes where their blood sugar is normal and they're taking no diabetic meds. And that's what we want to achieve for people.
He is Dr. J. Murray Hockings, the founder and CEO and inventor of Help Your Diabetes. So diabetes has many different forms, and many people suffer different complications from it, have varying levels of it. Your system, does it attack, or is it more effective, I guess is a better way to put it, more effective for one set of circumstances as opposed to another, or would it apply to everybody?
Well, again, we target type 2 diabetics, which is about 90% of all diabetics are type 2. So this cannot help type 1 because type 1 is not reversible. That's more of a genetic disease they get when they're a child. But again, type 2, which is adult onset, that is a 100% reversible condition. And regardless of whether someone is just newly diagnosed or they've been a type 2 diabetic for 25 years, it doesn't matter. They can still reverse the disease when they take the proper steps to help reverse that condition. That's what we do. So it's pretty exciting to see the results we get. So it works for everybody as long as you're willing to make those lifestyle changes.
We hear about people that have pre-diabetes or have type 2 diabetes and don't even know it. How can we reach those folks?
Yeah, well, obviously they need to be getting their blood tests done at least a couple times a year, especially once they get to be 45 years old or older. They need to get in at least a couple times a year, get the blood work done, because as you said, a lot of diabetics, they have no symptoms, and they don't know about it until they get diagnosed. And so the sooner you get it diagnosed, obviously the much easier it is to prevent it from getting really, really bad. Because having that high blood sugar for years and years and years, that's what can cause all the severe complications like neuropathy in the feet, which can lead to amputation. It causes high blood pressure, which can cause heart attack and stroke. It can cause blurred vision that leads to blindness. Kidney stress can lead to dialysis and kidney transplants. So this is a nasty disease, but the sooner you catch it, the easier it is to fix it so it doesn't get to that level.
He is Dr. J. Murray Hockings, the founder and CEO and inventor of Help Your Diabetes. So tell us how we can learn more about it.
Yeah, so for people watching, they just go to helpyourdiabetesnow.com. And there's a free video presentation people can watch where we go into exactly the step-by-step things they can do to make sure they get this under control and reverse this disease so they don't have to keep living in fear of developing a severe complication, and to make sure they don't have any more stress as far as the COVID-19 issue, because you reverse your diabetes, that can definitely help with any issues with any kind of virus, including COVID-19.
Nobody wants to live with diabetes. A lot of folks who are living with type 2 diabetes don't have to, and certainly in the age of COVID and diabetes, you certainly don't want to go down that road at all. Dr. J. Murray Hockings, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. We'll see you. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. And